Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mudkips and I am your coach for the Texan Clearbodies in season number 1 of the STL. This, my friends, is week number 7, in which we take on the Manhatan Mudkips and their coach, Andrew. But before we go into that, let me go ahead and mention that Andrew is actually a very skilled battler, because he is currently sitting on the 3rd seed of the league. We are sitting on the 2nd seed underneath Lev. Lev is at plus 15 differential with a 5-1 record. We are 5-1 plus 11, and Andrew is 4-2 with plus 11. So I think that Andrew and I are relatively evenly matched, so that's a thing. But his draft is very scary, very scary. I'll cover that in a minute. There are some free agency transactions that I will discuss regarding his team and the effects they may or may not have. But unlike every other battle for the STL, this week we'll have the Teambuilder in this video, and then the video after this one, 2 hours later, usually, will be the battle itself for STL Season 1, week number 7. So, this is the Teambuilder, and the battle itself will be separate. Normally we have them together, but Andrew has a logo, so I am able to split them up this week. Probably next week we'll go back to the single video like we usually do. If you have not seen any of our previous STL battles, the playlist with all the battles up to this point are linked down below. The draft analysis is also linked down below, but if you're watching this and you haven't seen that, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Go watch that one before you watch this. But yeah, so we're here for the Teambuilder for week number 7 of the STL. Let me stop rambling, so let's go ahead and hop into the battle. Teambuilder, not battle, the hell. Let's go ahead and hop into the Teambuilder. Let's go into the Showdown website where I have my team listed out for you guys. So let's go ahead and hop into the Showdown website. So just like every single week, this week as well, we have my team and my opponent's team draft wise listed out on the right side for you guys to reference as you need when it comes to explaining certain builds, certain things of that nature, and things like that. So they are available for you guys. Reference them as you will. There are some very scary things on my opponent's team that I do need to mention before we get into this, including but not limited to ability limitations and free agency transactions. So he has a Mega Medicham, very scary Pokemon. Pure Power doubles its max attack stat, so it's usually run Adamant, so he will run through teams. He has an Entei, E-Speed, Sacred Fire, burn my entire team. Like, that thing just tears through teams. I would be surprised if he didn't bring it, I really would. He has a Landorus Incarnate. We have Landorus Therian, but he has a Landorus Incarnate. Landorus Incarnate normally runs Sheer Force, but because of this league, we cannot run Sheer Force. We must run Sand Force. He has a Gengar. For all of you guys that do know that Gengar's ability did change between 7th and 6th generation. He no longer has Levitate, he now has Cursed Body. So that's a thing. My opponent also has a Greninja. Very scary Pokemon. He doesn't have Greninja Battle Bond, he only has Greninja Torrent, because Battle Bond and Protean Greninjas are both banned this league. So that's the thing. He has a Togekiss, Choice Scarf, Air Slash, Serene Grace, come on. Choice Scarf is Air Slash. The Togekiss is also his Z Captain, by the way. So that's the thing to keep in mind. And those are the only threats that I can think of at the top of my head right now. But if you ask me what team I think he would bring, probably his Mega Medicham, his Togekiss, his Entei, his Greninja, his what else? Let me go through it again. Mega Medicham, Entei, Togekiss, Greninja, for sure those 4. Kamala may or may not come just for status mitigation and rapid spinning. He also has a Kamala, by the way. But I'm not sure exactly what that 6th Pokemon may be. Because I mentioned Entei already. So I'm not exactly sure what his 6th Pokemon would be. But those are definitely 5 of the 6 that I expect him to bring. Kamala may or may not come in there. But those are definitely at least 4 of those things that I do expect him to bring, probably. So that's the thing. But like I said, when we do our team builders, we have teams built for everything on his team. Oh, I also expect him to bring his Landorus Incarnate. I just remember this. I expect him to bring his Landorus Incarnate for sure. I'm not sure if he's going to run Double Dance Incarnate, but he would probably want to run Incarnate. And he may or may not want to run his Metagross, actually. He may or may not want to run his Metagross because we have a Minior on our team. And he might want to run a mixed Metagross potentially, so he could probably throw that on there. Those are some of the potential options for him. Kamala may or may not come in there, Metagross may or may not come in there, but I definitely think that Entei, Togekiss, Mega, Medicham, his Lando, and whatever 5th Pokemon I mentioned before are definitely and his Gengar are definitely show-ups. His Gengar is definitely a show-up. It has to be. It has to be, okay? So those are some of those things that I expect him to bring. But he could mix it up a little bit. But without further ado, let me stop rambling again. Let's go ahead and go into my team that I decided to bring against Andrew this week. We have first our Landorus Incarnate, a direct response to both his Entei, as long as I don't get burned, and his Mega Medicham. So this Entei this Landorus Incarnate is designed to 1v1 Entei and kill it, as long as I don't get burned. So we have 136 HP, 116 attack, max defense, impish nature, and the 4 special defense. So why do we have this set? With the 116 attack, impish nature, I am able to one-hit KO Entei, 101, I think it's like 100.3 minimum % damage or something like that. On offensive, non-defensively invested Entei will get one-hit KO'd by the Earthquake. So that's a thing. 136 HP because that's all I had left after the investments. I actually had 140, but because I do want to have an uneven HP number, I went ahead and decided to run 136 because 136 makes my HP EVs, or my HP total, 353 versus 140. Investment makes my total 354. And I want 353 so that I have one extra switch into rocks. And then 4 special defense because, again, special attackers Greninja can take a hit better. And then max defense because I am physically defensive in response to his Mega Medicham. So that's the thing. Stealth Rock is there for Stealth Rock's purposes because I can wear into his Landorus Incarnate relatively well. U-Turn is for momentum purposes, Earthquake is for the Entei, and Stone Edge is for the Togekiss, where Stealth Rocks also eat into Togekiss. So that's the thing. Stone Edge is specifically for Togekiss, Earthquake is to nuke that Entei, and then that is also Stab in general. U-Turn is momentum purposes, super effective Greninja hit, and then Stealth Rock is Stealth Rocks, just like rocks in general. So that is our Landorus this week. Next up we have Voltronics, our Choice Scarf Manectric. The speed tier to break this week was base 101, because I can only break 101. With my team, I can only break 101, mostly. There's only one Pokemon one, maybe 2 Pokemon on this entire team that can break past 101, but I'll cover them when I get to them. So we have enough speed on this set with 224 Timid variant this week. Instead of Modest like I normally run, we're running a Timid variant to be able to outspeed Choice Scarf Landorus Incarnate, because Landorus Incarnate hits base 101, hitting 331 max speed. Timid Nature 224 Manectric hits 332, which allows me to outspeed it with +1 as long as it's not Choice Scarfed, and it allows me to outspeed it if it is Choice Scarfed by 1 point. So that's the thing. Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Hidden Power Ice. We have max special attack, of course, because that's obviously there. And then 32 HP is just to take a hit better in general. No attack IVs, no attack EVs, because I'm not physically offensive. Volt Switch is momentum purposes, super effective damage on the Togekiss, super effective damage on the Togekiss, and then its momentum, it's relatively decent damage on the Gengar as well. Thunderbolt is stab, super effective damage on the Greninja and the Togekiss, like I said, and then it does around 50-60% to about everything else on his team. That's not defensive. Flamethrower is there for Metagross. Metagross will not take 60% from Thunderbolt, but it will take around 45-50% from it. Flamethrower will do about 55% to it as well. Hidden Power Ice is for his Landorus Incarnate specifically. Once that thing is dead, I don't need to use Hidden Power Ice at all, basically. So, that is our Manectric set this week. Choice Scarf there with enough speed to outspeed his Landorus Incarnate in case he does decide to bring Choice Scarf Landorus Incarnate. And we have Lightning Rod this week in case his Gengar runs Thunderbolt against our Lantern this week. So that's designed for that. That's what that is for there. Next up we have our lead, Charlotte, Focus Sash, Compound Eyes, Galvantula. 56 HP, max special attack, 200 speed with the Timid Nature. 200 speed with the Timid Nature also allows me to hit 332, which, like I said, with Manectric is enough for me to outspeed non-Choice Scarfed, because we're not Choice Scarfed Galvantula, this is enough for me to outspeed non-boosted or Choice Scarfed Landorus Incarnate by 1. I click Sticky Webs, Bug Buzz, Thunder, or Volt Switch, typically Bug Buzz. Bug Buzz is there for that thing. Thunder is Stab, Volt Switch is Momentum, Sticky Webs is Sticky Webs, and then Bug Buzz is for Greninja, in case Thunder doesn't get the kill, but typically Thunder would be the play. Bug Buzz is just there for filler. It's also Stab though, so that's the thing to keep in mind. Max Special Attack because duh, and 56 HP just to take a hit from the, or attempt to take a hit from the lead Mega Medicham a bit better, in case he does decide to lead that. So, Volt Switch is just momentum purposes, Thunder is the stab move, Bug Buzz is for Greninja, in case Thunder runs out, and then Sticky Webs is Webs itself. Enough speed to outspeed 331, which is base 101, max special attack 56 HP just for bulk. So, that's that. Next we have our Wise Guy, our Mega Alakazam. With the Alakazam starting off with Magic Guard, carrying Psychic, Focus Blast, Hidden Power Ice, and Shadow Ball with 168 speed, 200 special attack, and 140 defense. Okay, let me cover this a little bit. So, Mega Alakazam, of course, we know Mega evolves into Trace. Ideally, I want to have a situation where it's this Mega Alakazam Mega evolving in front of a Mega Medicham who has Mega evolved. So I catch Pure Power and click Psychic and obliterate it. We have Psychic is our general stab moves, Magic Guard in case my opponent does put up rocks and things like that. Psychic is the stab move, Psychic nukes the majority of his team relatively well. Focus Blast pops the Komala, pops the Greninja, Hidden Power Ice pops the Landorus Incarnate, and then Shadow Ball pops the Greninja pops the Alakazam, it pops the Metagross as long as the Metagross is not Assault Vest. If the Metagross is Assault Vest and fully special defensive, it is a 2-hit KO. 200 special attack is all I need for Psychic to get the majority of my kills. Focus Blast pops the Komala, and an Assault Vest Assault Vest Shadow Ball with 200 special attack is enough to 2-hit KO Assault Vested Metagross just about evenly, around 51% on the damage roll. And then 140 defense allows me to live a hit from it, so I can 2-hit KO it. 168 speed allows me to hit 318, but after Mega Evolving, I hit 378, which allows me to outspeed his Greninja. Timid max speed Greninja hits 377. I hit 378 after Mega Evolving. I Mega Evolve, outspeed it, I click Focus Blast, and I blow it away. So that's the thing. We have Psychic for the Entei. Usually Entei will get either almost 1-hit KO'd or 2-hit KO'd on a really low chance of survival there. Magic Guard prevents burn damage, so that's the thing for that thing before I Mega Evolve, of course. I can take a hit from his Sacred Fire because I have the 140 defense investment. So that's what Alakazam is there for. Shadow Ball is specifically only there for his Metagross, and then Psychic is to neuter everything else, basically. Shadow Ball could also cover against the Gengar, but Psychic will do more. Next we have our Trojan Broom, our Minior. White Herb shields down, of course, just like every week. We have Acrobatics, Shell Smash, Stone Edge, and Earthquake. 248 HP, 252 attack, Adamant Nature, and 8 speed. Just like every week, this is the standard set that we run every week. Acrobatics is the nuke move, Stone Edge is for the Togekiss, and Earthquake is for the Entei, as well as Gengar, and then everything else that hits. But Acrobatics is the general move to click. This Pokemon is designed to be the late game sweeper, just like it is every single week. I switch in safely-ish, Shell Smash once, click Acrobatics, and sweep. So that's the design there. It's pretty generic, it's the same set that we've always run. So there's nothing really special to discuss there. And the last Pokemon on our team here is our season debut so far, our most recent pickup, Lantern, who was swapped for Mesprit, by the way. We have on this set Leftovers with Water Absorb. Okay, so now this thing, you guys might be asking, well, what about Volt Absorb? When we look at my opponent's team, he doesn't have very many electric type attacks, other than maybe Mega Medicham's Thunder Punch, which because of my max HP, I am able to live it. But this Water Absorb allows me to hard counter his Greninja as long as it hits me with a Water type move, which he had Hydro Pump, Water Shuriken, Ice Beam, and a 4th move. He told me after the battle. So I hard walled the Greninja. I click Volt Switch on it, and I do about 68% to it. Heal Bell is there so that if the Entei spread burns around my team, I can mitigate that with Heal Bell. And then Thunder Wave was to paralyze Togekiss, Mega Medicham, or Entei, or his Landorus Incarnate if it does get paralyzed, or something in his team that is very, very threatening. So that's what that was for. Max HP, 108 defense, 108 special defense, 40 special attack. So the 108 in both defenses is so that I can take a hit from either side physically or specially, and then I am able to serve the purpose that I am here to serve. Thunder Wave is to put something, paralyze something, and then Heal Bell, like I said, but 40 special attack. Y'all guys might be saying, what the hell is this? 40 special attack Scald is actually enough for me to 2-hit KO non-defensively invested Entei with Scald with 40 decent special attack. So, and I can eat his Sacred Fires for days. So that's what we have there. 454 HP, no attack investment at all, negative attack nature with no attack IVs because we don't need it because we are especially offensive. But that's our team this week. A little bit funky on the Lantern, but I figured let's try it out. That is the team that we're rocking out with. Hopefully we do good with it. Hopefully we can win. But I guess you'll have to tune in to the next video, which will be in 2 hours usually. Probably, if I schedule it correctly. The battle itself will be in 2 hours. You'll have to tune in to see how we do. Maybe we win, maybe we won't. I don't know. We'll have to see. Andrew's a pretty good player, so we'll have to see. I hope you guys enjoyed this team builder. And you guys, let me know down below if you enjoy team builders separately from battles, because here forward in different leagues I will incorporate that if that is preferred. But I'm gonna stop talking now. That is the team builder, of course. That is the team we're rocking out with. And I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, because y'all don't know how much that helps. And I will see you guys again in the battle itself in about 2 hours. Until the next video though, this is your coach for the Texan Clearbodies. My name is Metagross Man, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye y'all.